guys, this is Dr. Sean again, and we're going to go over the electric meridian acupuncture pen, which we've done quite a few, and today unfortunately we have a problem with this one because look, it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is I left the battery in. I've talked about this before. Batteries go really quickly on these buggers. Positive end, negative end, straight on in, and get it tightened up there and it should work just fine. So these things, I think they have some kind of a, what's it called, a short or something in there, or some bad connection, and they just don't, this one's not wanted, there we go, start the thing. See, here we are. Now today, we're going to do the small intestine meridian. Small intestine meridian, of course, is for the small intestine, and it's has 19 points. It starts right down here on the pinky finger, right on the outside of the pinky finger there. This is the ulnar side. Out here, this is the ulnar bone, and there's the ulnar side of the pinky finger. It's right at that little edge that we had talked about before, and goes all the way up through the elbow into the funny bone area there, and then travels up into the shoulder blade, up into the back, and ends at the ear and the side, the cheek. So cheek and then the ear, actually. So there's 19 points in all, and we're going to go over just the, remember, we're going to go over the 5 element points, and that's going to be your wood, you know, your wood, your water, your fire, your what's it called, metal, and earth, right? I think that's those 5 of them. Anyway, so we're going to go through those, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it, but let's talk a little bit about the small intestine meridian. The small intestine itself is actually a organ in the middle of your belly, and it's a pretty long, it's you know, many feet, dozens of feet long, no, not dozens, but maybe like 15 feet, 18 feet long, something like that, and it goes from the end of the stomach all the way squiggly, 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 and turns into the large intestine, where it meets at a place called the cecum. Now, what's the job of the small intestine? The small intestine has 3 parts. There's the duodenum, and there's the ileum, and then there's jejunum. So the jejunum and the ileum, actually, in order. And what they do is they sort out good stuff from bad stuff, the stuff that you want to absorb from stuff you don't want to absorb. It absorbs a lot of the nutrients that you bring in from your food. And this is what the small intestine does for the mind too. It helps you sort things out in your head, good information from bad information. And so that's one of the things we'll see. There's always an emotional component to each one of these, or some kind of like less obvious component to these. So that's what we're going to talk about. But let's go through and we'll do our little points through here. We're going to do our left hand. There's the left hand here. Again, small intestine number 1 right here on the edge. Small intestine 1, it removes obstructions. So there we go. There's our obstruction. It removes things that are in the way mentally, and then also like chemically in the body. Improves lactation for some reason. This is one of those weird ones that we don't really understand. It improves lactation, opens the glands of the breast, so if you're breastfeeding or something like that and have some problems, that would be a good one to treat right there. And then also helps clear the eyes and some of the cornea, which is the clear part on the outside of the eye. If it's cloudy, it'll help clear that up. That's what it's supposed to be attributed to historically. But here we go. We're going to press this right here, and we can feel it. Ooh-wee. Now I feel it when I push right here. I'm only on 1. I can feel it up through here on the inside of the finger. That's a little bit different than what we'd expect because we want to go along the meridian line. Now let's go to number 2. The first one though, that's your metal point right there. Metal. This one over here, the next one, number 2, if we roll the wrist this way, we see that there's these creases here, and we have, here's the knuckle, so this is called a phalange, this is a finger bone, and this is a hand bone called a metacarpal. And so we have 2 in here. We have number 1, and then there's number 2 is going to be here, and number 3 is going to be here. So you're going to do number 2 first. Follow this crease right there, that little crease, and where it ends basically is where it is, and you can feel woofy. As I put it on there, I can feel it go straight down inside there. Now you may have to work around a little bit. Sometimes these will be about the size of, now there we go, I think that's it right there because I can feel it. You may have to travel around in the space, and you got a little bit of real estate to go on there. It's about maybe the size of, oh, I don't know, less than a dime. Usually you're pretty good, but you can find a little bit more specific. Here, there's the end of the point for me. That's the actual anatomical point, but we want to go a little bit further forward for me to actually feel this point. So this is going to help me later on helping other people. Possibly I'll be using that point for, I don't know, something like, I don't know, clearing the heart, or clearing heat, sorry. It's good for numbness, fever, ringing of the ears, headaches, neck pain, stiffness. Also good for the eye. So here are number 2. Number 2, remember, is a water point. Now, small intestine 3 is right back here. And I should follow that crease right there. It's hard for me to twist my arm, but this crease right here should end, but I can feel it as I push in right there. So it should be on the proximal side of the metacarpal bone right through here, and right in that gully. This is, remember, the fish skin. The skin changes color from darker to lighter, your palm skin to the other skin. Little transitional area there, and right there it is. This is our S3, small intestine 3 wood point. This is a toning point. This tones the entire thing. When a loose fist is made, right here, at the end of the crease that meets the metacarpal phalangeal joint, there it is, right there. Good point. Ooh, good for neck stiffness, hearing trouble, blurry vision. This one clears the mind. This was a good one for clearing the mind. And remember, we're trying to get like things opened up so we can bring in the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff. Now, it's also intestinal and mind, so take it for what it is. Now we're going to go to number 4 on this entire thing, and this is on the ulnar edge of the palm. Okay, so here's the palm here. This is the ulnar edge. This is the ulna right here, and this is the radius. These are the 2 bones that are in here. And ulnar edge of the palm between the base of the 5th metacarpal and the triquetrum bone. Now there's a distal crease. If we go like this, go squeak, we put like this, there's a crease right there. That's about right where it is. So between this bone, and there's a little bone right in there. You find it right inside there. I'm going to turn it up to 2. Oops. Let's turn it up to 2 and see if I can hunt it down. There we go. You're going to have to come a little bit further back, and I feel it along the entire meridian right there. Oh, wow. That's a really good one. This one's good for hand pain, good for numbness and tingling and stuff like that. This also helps with all the other stuff they were talking about. I felt pulsing all through this section here. That's a really good one right there. So this is 1, 2, 3, and there's number 4. And now we're going to know number 5. This is near the end of the wrist crease on the ulnar side. So here we're on the ulnar side. Here's the wrist crease, goes right across like this. Bend your arm so you can see the wrist crease and go right in there. So now there's 4, and there's number 5. Number 5, oh, definitely feel through the entire meridian and through part of the hand. This is a good one. So we're starting to get part of the ulnar nerve. The ulnar nerve is a big one, and that goes all the way up through the elbow and up through the neck. About C7, the neck in the 7. This is number, where are we at now? 5. This is a fire point near the end of the wrist crease on the ulnar side between the styloid, which is here. Ooh, I feel it a lot on the styloid and the triquetrum. So 1 here and 1 here, right, yow, I feel it all the way. On the top of the hand too, or on the dorsal part of the hand in through here. So that's number 5. Ooh, that's a good one. Good for neck swelling. Reduces distractibility. That's a good one. Helps you focus a little bit. Clears the head for choices. Removes obstructions in the meridian. So this is good for the small intestine as itself and the meridian. Now we're not really working on the small intestine as itself, right? Duh, because we're here on a meridian and it's very energetic and there's a lot of very fluid things we have to think about and relationships. This one is actually paired with the heart. So this one's clearing the mind and stuff. The other heart's clearing the Shen, which is the spirit. So it's kind of a paired one with that. It works together with the heart. So we have to take that in consideration as well. Now the nourishing point, number 6, on the dorsum of the back of the wrist. Roll over this side. This is the dorsal side. This is the palmar side, or the ventral side, you could say. Because remember, well, we never went over an anatomical position, but I'll go over that with you later. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to have number 6 is a nourishing point on the radial side at the styloid. So it's right in there. Used for pain of the shoulder. I'm really not feeling that one. Let's turn it up. See if I can find it better. Huh. I'm not getting it. Where are we at? There we go. At the styloid. It's really at the styloid process, so it's right in here. I am not feeling pretty much anything, but this one says a good one. Relaxes muscles and brightens the eye. Good for low back. Well, that's a weird one. I'm not getting anything out of that one, really at all, and I'm on 4. But we're going to go up now. We're going to go to small intestine 7. This is a command point for the head and neck. It's kind of difficult to find because it's between 5 and 8, not 6. It's 6. And between 5 and 8, so we have to go to 8. 8 is where the funny bone is, so it crosses down over this way and into the elbow. So here's your olecranon process, that's the elbow, and here's the medial epicondyle, of the humerus. This is about this bone here, the ulnar, that goes down like this. There's a bone here and a bone here, and there's a gully right in there. And this is number 8, right in the middle, and this is where the ulnar nerve passes. So the ulnar nerve comes from, like I said, C6, C7, and it goes down to the pinky and fingers and like that stuff. We have right through here, and here, right in the middle of it, it's called, I think it's called the small C. Yeah, there it is, small C. It's on the inside of the medial epicondyle space, good for pain in the elbow and the wrist and hand. Removes obstructions and good for the pain in the neck, because this goes all the way to the neck. Now this one, we can see the pulsing of the arm. You should see pulsing right through here. Ah, there we go. So we're starting to get the muscle involved. And as you move back, if you watch where this is, and I'm going to turn this way and slide forward and back. Woo, right in there. It's trying to get a real good pulse on that one. You want to find the toughest pulse and treat it for about 10 seconds. Each one of these we want to treat for about 10 seconds. But we're not going to worry too much about, how much time. You can't really do too much, or I guess you could do too little, but you can do much. We want to get kind of a result in it and feel it. You want to feel it through the entire part of the meridian if you can. Now we have to go back one and go to small intestine 7. Now that one's a command point for the head and the neck. Difficult to find. Remember, it's between 8, right there, ooh, ding, 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 and 5, which is right in here. Now 5, I also feel up and through here. So between 5 and 8, bink, bink, right in the middle, okay, right in the middle there. And then you got to go, so basically try to measure between those two right there, and then we're going to go 1 inch distally. So it's right in here. Now you're going to feel around in there. If you go deep, you're going to feel a little piece. You have to really kind of check for it. There's a little piece of kind of like it's gristle. It's a piece of sinew. It's a piece of it's a tendon attachment actually for some of the muscles in here, and you're gonna feel it, and you might feel it zing up through here. So now you're gonna cut. Oh, there we go. Now look at that pulsing on that sucker. If we find the point exactly, yay! Okay, we got that one good. Of course, we're at 4, right? And we have a good grip on this side because we don't want to get the zaps on this side. We want to get them over here. So we got that right there. And you move it a little too far away, you don't get as much pulsing. Here we get the pulsing, so you see it like this. Let's see, pulsing, 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 pulsing. Too far up, not as much pulsing. Pulsing, there's the spot. Okay, too far in, well, let's still get some, but not as much. But so you can find that one spot right in there. There it is. Okay, and it's gonna correspond with where the nerve pokes out in the area. Now that S8, we'll go back to that one now. This is the end of the whole thing. This is your earth point. Again, right through here, we're going to feel that pulsing again. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see any of that? I can feel it. I can feel it all the way through here, all the way through the meridian, which means that's your really good thing. That's what you want to see. So this is small intestine meridian again. Don't forget to subscribe down there, like over here, make a comment over there, watch for the next video. Where the heck is it? Up there somewhere. Yeah, up there. And go get one of these. Down in the description here, I've put a link to buy one of these things, and it even has extra little ends here that you can take off like this and put the new ones on. I just use this one because it's the most convenient, and I like it the best. I mean, I don't have the other ones. I just have this and a big flat one, which you can use for your face. We'll go over that one later. But we still have more to do in the hand, a few more meridians, so check out the other ones. We've done things like the large intestine, the triple burner, we did the heart, pericardium, and now small intestine. So we're doing all 6 on each hand, on the hands, and then we're gonna do all 6 on the feet, and then we'll do some body ones, and then we're gonna go straight into the emotional ones, which will be more fun, and we'll try to play with those a little bit. This is Dr. Sean over at Natural Body Works in Parker, Colorado, and I'd like to show you this little gizmo here. We'll put it right there. There we go, and then I can like this, and then you guys can see small intestine meridian electric acupuncture pen or something like that. So anyway, it's Dr. Sean over at Natural Body Works. Thanks for watching. This was a long one. We got a bigger one coming. That's the triple burner or Sanjiao. That'll come later. And I hope you're doing well today. Have a good day. Bye.